When I was first introduced to the Charlotte Mason philosophy, well, really to like the writings of Charlotte Mason and all of that, I'm thinking, that's my girl. I think we could be really good friends. This philosophy is really just something that I have taken hold of, and like I'm always eager to look into curriculum that uses this philosophy. I love to research curriculum, and I love it when there's specific things out there that you sort of align with, and you're like, oh, like let's have a look at this. And somebody asked me if I knew about Winter Promise. I didn't. And I actually have been looking into and researching different Charlotte Mason curriculum. And so I'm like, please tell me about it. Let me know what you think. And then I really spent time looking at Winter Promise. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life. And thank you so much for joining me for, yet another curriculum review. And I know it's fun, isn't it? It's fun to know what is out there. And especially when it's sort of like something that you're like, ooh, that aligns with like how I want to be doing things. I have a lot of different like curriculum review. Check them out on Learning Life here and, find out what might be good for you. I love helping people connect. And I love bringing these videos. So I do just thank you for watching. I thank you for your likes, for your subscribes, for sharing with your friends, and for your comments. So Winter Promise. This was new to me, but I'm like, ooh, Charlotte Mason, I love this. So let's go and, hearing more about it. Now, I did look at their website, and this is from there. And it sort of piqued my interest as I was looking at it. It says inspiring, not discouraging, discovering, not lecturing, empowering, not burdening, and tailored, not uniform. This is great. This really just brings in Charlotte Mason. I'm like, okay, great. And as I looked around, they do also state, have you ever wished you could wave a magic wand and have a curriculum appear that would offer you the best of everything? If so, you've just found it. Literature and activities, family projects, notebooking, mapping student worksheets, and best of all, family memories, all in one incredibly easy to use curriculum. So Winter Promise, it's pulling together this variety of resources. And so you can actually tailor it to meet the needs of your family members. But as I said, it's not uniform, it's not cookie cutter. We've all got these individual learning styles. There are activities that are great for the kids that they're really going to get in there. And they say they're realistic for the parents. Now, they do say that they are open and go, which means we can just pick it up, open, and go for it. Okay, that's one of these things that many people are looking for. Do I want to spend a lot of time prepping and planning? Now, with this curriculum, they actually produce many of their own resources, like the reading books, because they want them to fit accordingly with the lessons. So this was something new, that they're not just pairing it up with resources that are already out there, but they're actually writing their own books. Pros of Winter Promise. Now, while it is Charlotte Mason, really strong, it actually unites different learning methods. Charlotte Mason literature approach, that classical method, and even unit studies. So these unit studies they call themes, and they're actually multi-age. So you can use that same theme with several children of various ages, and many people really like that. It is strongly literature-based. I love a literature-based curriculum, but remember in that, they're using many of the own books that they are writing. Now, they have these guidebooks. So these are their basic instructions. This is great for the parents, on how to use the materials in the package, detailed daily lesson plans, the supply list, all of that. And it will even help with additional plans for our older students who are wanting to complete their work independently. That'll help set them on that way. And these themes, these unit studies are very hands-on. There's a lot of craft, especially for the younger children. So this is great that they are moving through, and it is something that is engaging. Cons of Winter Promise. Now, math is not provided. You will need to source your own math curriculum, though this can be a pro. It can also be cost prohibitive, and we'll talk about that in a moment. As I said, it is faith-based, and for some people, this is a con. So if you want Charlotte Mason, but not the faith, then this is not going to be the right one for you because it's integrated into everything. And remember, with Charlotte Mason, we're really not into testing. So there are no tests and answer keys. Some people really like that to see where their children are at. For me, this isn't a con, but I know people I want to know where they're at. Remember, you're going to have to really work closely with your children to make sure they're understanding the material, like mastering skills. This is in their notebooking, this is in their recitation, all of these things. And language arts, from grade 3 and up, they're going to be separating grammar, spelling, and conventions of writing. There's additional workbooks for that. Maybe this is more my con. I'm if we're going to be incorporating and pulling everything in, do we really need to be separating them out? And maybe that's just because I've taught and I've had to teach some of those textbooks and they're not me. Cost. Now, it was difficult to narrow down what an example cost would be because it really depends on what bundle you might use. I'm looking through, I'm trying to work it all out, and I just got stuck in math. So they've got these bundles, and that's language arts, themed, or science. And for all of them, there's a starting at price. And then these varied for which bundle and subject you would like. So let's say, for example, language arts bundles, some started at $137. That's starting out because you can add things. You would also need to add a themed bundle and then perhaps a science bundle as well if science isn't really included in the theme. So if you wanted to do the themed adventures in the sea and sky, about $289 is where it's starting at, but yet children around the world starts at $119. Now, yes, you can use it for multiple children, but if it's just really one child, you can easily spend over $500 to get what you need for a year and still need to add math. And so as I was looking at, I was trying to piece it together. I was I'm feeling a little frustrated. So I would recommend speaking to one of their curriculum specialists to help you work out what you need and what the cost would be. Other thoughts. I did like that there are many samples you can look at online. This is very helpful for me. I really like to be able to look in and delve, especially to see how much work is involved as a parent. So great samples. Go and look at them. But I will say that I was getting overwhelmed in reading these samples. Yes, there was a lot of text, a lot of additional information. And for me, that actually started to be a turnoff. I think that I would struggle using this curriculum, with what I need to try to do and stay on top of everything, and this is this and that. And for me, I really didn't feel that this was a truly just open and go curriculum. To me, open go, we pick up the book and there we go. We can open it, we're leading our child. But there was prep and that understanding. And as I said, I got a little overwhelmed and daunting. But if you have that time and you really want to look into it, then I do understand how it works for others because everything is there for you. And that's a great thing. And a little note about the website. There are many times when I've found it's frustrating because when I'd click on something, it would always open to a new page. Not the biggest fan of that. For some things, yes, but especially all the samples, just kept opening up. The theme, the bundle. It was just opening up. And as well, I get why they are writing all of their own books. I think that's great. You've realized no, we want to do this for resources. But for someone who really loves literature and really feels, even like Charlotte Mason did, that we can be using all of these books out there to be teaching, that to me, that was a little limiting. Because there are so many wonderful books out there and there's a great diversity in that literature. I know diversity can be a hot button word for some people, but to me that was a little oh, I really get what you see. I see what you're doing. Yes, it is quality, but there are other great resources that could have been used in that. So would I use it for me and the girls? Honestly, I wouldn't. Just because as I felt overwhelmed, I'm looking at it and it's just not where we're at. That's not what we do. It's not how we are homeschooling. But that's not to say there are many people who love this. My friend who told me about it, she loves it. And it's okay, this is great. It is working well for you. And she has the time to look into it and all of that. We just operate in a different way. So I'm not writing it off. I really do see why so many people use it because it is solid, it is faith-based, and it really meets where people are at in having a Charlotte Mason curriculum. But for me personally, it isn't one that we would use, but I'm not writing it off. Well, thank you for watching today. being part of this Learning Life. Don't forget, check out the other curriculum review. And, if there is one that you would like me to bring, just comment below and I will research it for you. I will look into it. And another way that you can partner with us is to help bring these videos out. You can do that by being a champion. So check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.